Hi, boys and girls. I'm Mrs. Coleman, and I'm going to read a story to you today. It's called Officer Buckle and Gloria. It's a story about uh, safety rules in your school, and the officer is a resource officer, like some of the schools here in Blytheville have at their schools to keep everybody safe. So, this book is a Caldecott winner, which means that's a special award for books that people who write children's books think are really, really good. And the author, whom we all know, is the person who writes the book. And in this case, she is also the illustrator. And her name is Peggy Rathman. And I'm going to read this book to you today because one of my most favorite things to do in the whole wide world is to read books to boys and girls. I used to be a teacher, and I was also the principal at Blytheville Primary School. And it was a real joy for me to be asked to read to the children's classes. So, here we go. Officer Buckle and Gloria. There's a picture of Officer Buckle. Officer Buckle knew more safety tips than anyone else in Knappville. Every time he thought of a new one, he thumbtacked it to his bulletin board. Look at all those. Safety tip number 77. Never stand on a swivel chair. Do you think that's what he might be doing? Looks like he's falling, doesn't he? Officer Buckle shared his safety tips with the students at Knappville School. Nobody ever listened, and sometimes there was even snoring. Look, some of them have gone to sleep. Afterwards, it was business as usual. Mrs. Topol, the principal, took down the welcome banner. Never stand on a swivel chair, said Officer Buckle, but Mrs. Topol didn't hear him. No one was listening to him. Then one day, Knappville's police department bought a police dog named Gloria. When it was time for Officer Buckle to give the safety speech at the school, Gloria went along. Here's a picture of Officer Buckle and Gloria. Children, this is Gloria, announced Officer Buckle. Gloria obeys my commands. Gloria, sit. And Gloria sat. Officer Buckle gave safety tip number 1. Keep your shoelaces tied. The children sat up and stared. Look at Gloria. She's waving to him. Officer Buckle checked to see if Gloria was sitting at attention. She was. Safety tip number 2, said Officer Buckle. Always wipe up spills before someone slips and falls. The children's eyes popped. Look at Gloria. She looks like she's falling on her head, doesn't she? Officer Buckle checked on Gloria again. Good dog, he said. Officer Buckle thought of a safety tip he had discovered that morning. Never leave a thumbtack where you might sit on it. The audience roared. Look at Gloria. She looks like she sat on a thumbtack, doesn't she? Officer Buckle grinned. He said the rest of the tips with plenty of expression. What do you think expression means? Well, to me, expression means if you're reading a story that's funny, you read it with lots of spirit and you laugh. And if the book is sad, you read with sadness in your voice. Or if you're mad, you read with mad. Or if you're scared, you read it like you're scared. That's expression. And I know your teachers teach you to read with expression when you practice reading in your books. Well, he did his tips with lots of expression. The children clapped their hands and cheered. Some of them laughed until they cried. Officer Buckle was surprised. He had never noticed how funny safety tips could be. After this safety speech, there wasn't a single accident. The next day, an enormous envelope arrived at the police station. It was stuffed with thank you letters from the students at Napville School. Every letter had a drawing of Gloria on it. Officer Buckle thought the drawing showed a lot of imagination. Now, what do you think imagination is? All right, imagination is when you think of things in your brain, or you close your eyes and you can see the beach, or you can see the mountains and you think about what you might do there. Like you might ski down the mountain in the snow. That's using your imagination. And you can go anywhere and do anything at any time using your imagination. Well, one of the letters says, Dear Gloria and Officer Buckle, thanks for coming to our school. You are nice. Your friend George. His favorite letter was written on a star-shaped piece of paper, and it said, You and Gloria make a good team. Your friend Claire. P.S. I always wear a crash helmet. Safety tip number 7. And that's what you should do when you ride your bicycle, is to wear a safety helmet in case you fail. Officer Buckle was thumbtacking Claire's letter to the bulletin board when the phone started ringing. Grade schools, high schools, and daycare centers were calling about the safety speech. Officer Buckle, they said, our students want to hear your safety tips. Please bring along that police dog. See, he's getting all those calls. Officer Buckle told his safety tips to 313 schools. Everywhere he and Gloria went, children sat up and listened. All right, look at her bouncing up here in the classroom. And then down here, she's rolling over. Everybody's paying attention. And after every speech, Officer Buckle took Gloria out for ice cream. Officer Buckle loved having a buddy. And I bet Gloria enjoyed that ice cream, didn't she? Then one day, a television news team videotaped Officer Buckle in the State College auditorium. Look at all of them. When he finished safety tip number 99, do not go swimming during an electrical storm, the students jumped to their feet and applauded. Bravo, bravo, they cheered. Officer Buckle bowed again and again. But look at Gloria. It's like she was in an electrical storm and got hit. That night, Officer Buckle watched himself on the 10 o'clock news. Look at him. What do you think Gloria's thinking? The next day, the principal of Napville School telephoned the police station. Good morning, Officer Buckle. It's time for our safety speech. Officer Buckle frowned. I'm not giving any more speeches. Nobody looks at me anyway. Oh, said Mrs. Topple. Well, how about Gloria? Could she come? Someone else from the police station gave Gloria a ride to school. Gloria sat on the stage looking lonely. Then she fell asleep, and so did the audience. After Gloria left, Napville School had its biggest accident. Why do you think she's just sitting there? Who do you think she might be missing? She was having to help Officer Buckle, wasn't she? Oh, it started with a puddle of banana pudding. Splat, splatter, splush. Everyone slid smack into Mrs. Topple, who screamed and let go of her hammer. Oh my goodness. Looks like a lot of people got hurt in that. She's even standing on a swivel chair again. The next morning, a pile of letters arrived at the police station. Every letter had a drawing of the accident. Officer Buckle was shocked. At the bottom of the pile was a note written on a paper star. Officer Buckle smiled. The note said, Gloria missed you yesterday, your friend Claire. Don't worry, I was wearing my helmet. Safety tip number 7. And you see where the hammer hits her on the head, but she has her helmet on. Gloria gave Officer Buckle a big kiss on the nose, and he gave her a nice pat on the back. Then Officer Buckle thought of his best safety tip yet. Safety tip number 101. Always stick with your buddy. And it's nice to have friends. It's nice to have a buddy to play with on the playground and a friend in class. So always remember to listen to the safety tip, listen to people around you when they give you advice about how to stay safe, and always remember that it's great to have a buddy. Officer Buckle and Gloria. I enjoyed reading to you, and I hope I get to do it again soon. I'll be excited when we can come back into the school and I can see you in person. Have a great week. Thank you, and bye-bye.